Oh, hi everyone. Welcome to this episode of Kitwana Toys. I was just going around my toy collection and thought, wasn't this a great time? Back in the mid-90s, 30 years ago, when Mattel used to have the license to manufacture Lion King toys, and gave us such great toys like this action figure set that we have looked at in episode number 75, or the classic Pride Rock playset that also came with individual figures such as the fighting action adult Simba, Mufasa, and sets like this. And wouldn't it be great if Mattel got the Lion King license back and we got some more high quality action figures? Wouldn't that be great 30 years later? Well, it would. And you may not realize that actually there are new Lion King action figures by Mattel. It went almost unnoticed, but I was able to source them. If you were outside of the US, you probably may not even have learned about them. Right here. These are from the Disney 100 years anniversary Storytellers Collection, which was last year in 2023. They sold at Target, and there has been a bunch of various Disney and Pixar characters. One of the sets was Aladdin, another was Lilo and Stitch. But what we have here is the Hakuna Matata pack that contains 3 new Lion King action figures made by Mattel. I'll give you the barcode and Mattel's 5-digit item number. Always very important when you try to hunt for any Mattel toy. These sold last year at Target for a retail price of $14.99 US, and you may still be lucky to find some stock at your Target. I was able to find them in January 2024 at a Target in South Florida, and of course it was a total no-brainer to pick them up. Let's take a look at the figures. We will not unbox them because, as you can see, the first figure, Timon, is that small. It basically would get lost almost immediately, at least in my home. When I would unbox it, take a look. His eyes are almost closed. The face expression is pretty comical. But I like it. I like the level of detail on such a small scale. But this is definitely not an action figure, as it has no points of articulation. This is different on Pumbaa. Look at his face. Very, very accurate. And Pumbaa does have action features. However, they are not quite the same like on the Mattel figures of the mid-1990s. Pumbaa can open his mouth like this, but you have to do it by hand. You cannot. The mid-1990s figure used to have an action feature that when you manipulated its tail, the mouth would open and close. This is not the case here. You have to open the mouth by hand. And you can see they did a nice job of molding his tongue and teeth. Just grab him by the horns to move his mouth, open his upper jaw. That's really cool. And the head is on a ball joint. You can move it in either direction, up and down, to the left and right. That's pretty cool. The tail does move as well. But the very best articulation can be found in the legs. The legs not only go forward and backward, they also swing in and out. And look at how they did the joints. They're almost, they're pretty much invisible. You cannot see them. That's really cool. Great job by Mattel. And you can see that applies to all 4 legs on Pumbaa. Then we take a look on young Simba. His head is on a ball joint as well and moves in any direction, as does his legs. And we can see some great detail on his face. You can even see his little teeth. That's so adorable. His nose and even some fur details. The claws aren't painted. His tail is posable as well. All very, very good so far. Simba can be posed in a lot of action poses. But look at the head again. The disappointment, the only major disappointment of this set is when we look at Simba's head from the left-hand side, there's something not quite right. Look at his eyes. Look at his left eye, then compare with his right eye. What's going on there? I think that this asymmetric look is quite a bit disturbing to me. It doesn't look right. I mean, we can compare with the prototype on the back. It probably, it is not a manufacturing error or anything. I think it is supposed to be that way, but still it looks weird. I definitely prefer the look on Simba's right-hand eye, because that's an expression we have not seen on any Simba action figure so far, and I think he looks really mean and determined. But his left-hand eye just doesn't want to fit into that. That's pretty weird. But other than that, I think that's just another reason why I keep them boxed. I just keep Simba posed like this, so only his right hand eye is visible, and I can pose his legs into kind of a running pose like this, and then this set looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm so glad for Mattel that they took on another bunch of Lion King action figures. Now let's compare again with the older figures. We want to see if these are actually new molds. And spoilers, they are new molds. They probably destroyed the ones from the mid-90s a long time ago already, so they had to rework them. Let's take a look on Timon first. And by the way, if you want to take a close look at this set, check episode number 75. We are looking at all of the figures in here in detail in this episode from 4 years ago. But for now, let's look at Timon. So the Timon figure that they had in the mid-90s was a lot larger, and actually not in scale to Pumbaa. So we have to say the Timon that's part of the new set, the 2023 set, is scaled much more appropriately. But it makes him that small that he's no longer an action figure. Well, this one isn't an action figure either, but at least he's visible, and you can play with him really well. That cannot be said of this one here. Let's take a look on Pumbaa. And I would say, surprisingly, they did a better job on the new Pumbaa as well. The new Pumbaa looks much more bulkier, much more, much better with the correct proportions compared to the one from the mid-90s, which had a lot of articulation as well, but the mid-90s Pumbaa was not able to swing out his legs like this one. There was no swivel joints in here. He could only move his legs forwards and backwards. But what the old Pumbaa was able to do is, when you pulled on the tail, its mouth would open. So I would say better job on the new Pumbaa, while the old Timon was better. And then we finally look at young Simba. In terms of size, they are pretty much the same. You can see the old Simba did not have a ball joint in his neck, so its head would only turn around, but not to the left and right or forward and backward. The legs have the same articulation as has the tail, and I would say from the face both are really good, but I think the old one wins it because the old one has symmetric eyes. They really screwed up on the eyes on the new figure, and I'm not sure what the reason was behind that. Now that's the only disappointment in the new set. And if you are a Lion King collector, then you also remember the action figure set that Just Play released 5 years ago in 2019. We've got Timon here, and I would say out of the 3 sets, Just Play actually did the best Timon. It's a good mix of scale, yet still a screen accurate look. It's not too small. And the face on the Just Play Timon is really hilarious. I really love it. Whereas the face on the newest set is that's tiny. You can it's almost invisible. It's really hard to see the details. And then we have Pumbaa, which is not that much different from the mid-90s Mattel Pumbaa. It's got the articulation in the legs and the mouth, but I would still say the new Mattel Pumbaa wins because that's the most accurate looking and it's got the most action features. And a quick look on young Simba. We've got him up here, and yeah, Just Play did not even bother to feature any articulation on him, and his face, his eyes also look pretty weird. That's always the hardest part, the eyes on an action figure or on a plushie. So I would say the 1994 Mattel young Simba wins in this comparison, but it's kind of interesting to look at how these action figures have evolved over time. And if you've missed out on getting these at your local Target, there's still plenty of them on eBay, but definitely do not pay more than the original retail value of $14.99. I've seen plenty of them for $10, $11, so that's the most I would pay for them. And I'm pretty curious if we'll see another set this year for the 30th anniversary, and later in the year live action Mufasa is coming up as well, so it's going to be a big Lion King year. I have a feeling that Just Play, who likes to go cheap, will re-release this set in some form, or maybe even the very same, at some point this summer or in fall, closer to the holidays. Now we'll see. I don't think Mattel will get back to manufacturing Lion King toys on a large scale. It was probably just for that one big event, the 100th anniversary of Disney, that they created this little set. I would really love to see Mattel getting the Lion King license back, but we will see maybe later this year. I have not seen any Just Play toys being announced for this year, any Lion King toys from them, so everything is still open right now. But of course, the most realistic option is that Just Play continues to keep the license. But we will see. Going to be an interesting year for us Lion King fans, and I'm sure this wasn't the last Lion King toy review for this year on my channel either. So I hope to see you really soon again. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.